Welcome to ILTV's Israel Daily. I'm Darga Velazian. Coming up in today's newscast. The terror wave continues. 2 attempted terrorist attacks in Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria were thwarted. As the Knesset summer session opens today, we sat down with members of the opposition and coalition to understand what's in store for the assembly. And Russian President Vladimir Putin draws upon Nazi Germany's defeat against the Soviet Union to encourage victory over Ukraine. The terror wave continues. On Sunday night, just hours after Israeli security forces apprehended the 2 Palestinian terrorists responsible for the Elad attack, 2 more attempted terror attacks. Safni San with the report.
An attempted terror attack was thwarted Sunday night in Tekoa, a settlement in Judea and Samaria near Hebron, after a Palestinian armed with a knife tried to infiltrate a home but was shot dead at the doorway by a resident of the community. Yair Maimon was sitting outside with his wife when they spotted the terrorists attempting to infiltrate their home.
הוא הגיע מאחוריי עם הסכין, ובגלל הרישוש של העלים, שמעתי אותו והסתובבתי. צעקתי לו עצור, הוא היה עם הסכין ביד. צעקתי לו עצור, הוא עשה עוד צעד לכיווני, ואז נטרלתי אותו.
Following the incident, the settlement was placed on lockdown, residents were asked to remain locked indoors, and the Israeli Defense Forces said security forces were rushed to the area in search for potential accomplices. The incident in Tekoa occurred not long after another attempted stabbing attack in Jerusalem at the Damascus Gate in the Old City. According to the Israeli police, a border police officer was stabbed in his upper body by a 19-year-old Palestinian terrorist who was in Israel illegally. Border police asked to search a Palestinian as he approached, but instead he took out a knife, stabbing one of the officers. The terrorist was shot and killed, and the police officer was evacuated for medical treatment in moderate condition. These terror attacks on Sunday mark the latest in the recent wave of deadly attacks that have seen 18 Israelis killed and many more injured, and occurred just hours after security forces apprehended the 2 terrorists responsible for the attacks in Elad, which left 3 people dead. Meanwhile, the IDF said it had been conducting operations early Monday morning throughout Judea and Samaria, including in the village of Umana where the Elad terrorists were from. And on Sunday night, military forces began mapping the terrorists' houses for demolition.
And joining us now with more on the terror wave and the security situation here in Israel is Lieutenant Colonel in the Reserves, Dr. Doron Avital, former commander of the IDF Special Forces and former member of Kadima. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So another day, and yet we hear of yet more attempted terrorist attacks. At first, security officials said that the attacks were surrounding Ramadan and the Temple Mount, but Ramadan has long since ended and the terror wave continues. So what is fueling this ongoing wave, and when will it end?
Well, first of all, we have to admit that it doesn't seem to be subsiding. I mean, it's a terror wave. I can't predict. I don't have a forecast. Nobody has. But it seems to be there's some fuel there underneath the surface that fuels it. Of course, I mean, the religious dimension of this terror wave is it's really bothering. I mean, it's really, we have to take into account. It's part of our responsibility to see that it doesn't go this way. And of course, we have a few days ahead of us, the Nakba days. So there's a lot of tension in the air. I think everybody is really, the IDF is really putting all its forces, the Shabak, the police. It's a heavy challenge ahead.
Now, there's a lot of public discourse since the Elad terror attack specifically, calling for a return to targeted killings of Hamas leaders, discussions surrounding even a possible operation in Gaza. I mean, what does Israel need to do to effectively end this terror wave?
First of all, there are many players there. Of course, Hamas is a player in terms of incitement and so on. On the other hand, I don't think it's in the interest of us nor they to go into a real open conflict in the Gaza Strip right now. So I'm not sure targeted killings that don't have a clear connection. This is the tack that the IDF will take. Of course, it might happen.
To watch full episodes of ILTV's Israel Daily and tons of other content from Israel, visit our website at iltv.tv or download the ILTV Plus app.